The moment a foreign national walks into a local bank, they're playing a completely different game than everyone else in that queue. Here's the rule book they never hand you. Today, we are breaking down exactly how to set up a local bank account as a foreigner, how to stop hemorrhaging money through terrible transfer fees, and how to get plugged into the local digital payment ecosystem so you can actually function like a normal person. This is the stuff that takes most expats months to figure out, and you're going to have it all in the next 15 minutes. Let's start with the reality check that most relocation guides completely skip over. Banking as a foreigner is not like banking as a local. Not even close. When a citizen walks into a bank and opens an account, it's usually straightforward. When you walk in as a foreign national, you are entering a completely different process with different rules, different document requirements, and sometimes different account types available to you. The sooner you understand this, the better prepared you'll be. The first thing you need to figure out before you even step foot in a bank is what documents are actually required. This varies wildly depending on your destination country, but there are some categories that come up almost universally. You will almost certainly need your passport, a valid one, not expiring within 6 months. You will likely need some form of proof of address, which is one of the most frustrating circular problems in expat life, because you need a bank account to pay for housing, and you need housing to get a bank account. You may also need proof of your visa status or residency permit, proof of income or employment, and sometimes a local tax identification number. The address problem is real and it trips up a lot of people. Here is how to solve it. If you are staying in a short-term rental or service apartment, get a letter from the property management confirming you reside there. Many banks will accept this. Some banks accept utility bills, but obviously as a new arrival you won't have those yet. If you have a lease agreement, even a short-term one, bring it. Some countries allow you to use a local contact's address initially. Ask the bank directly what their acceptable proof of address documents are before showing up, because showing up unprepared wastes everyone's time. Now let's talk about which bank to actually choose. Do not just walk into the biggest or most familiar-looking bank. Think strategically. In many countries, there are banks that are specifically more foreigner-friendly than others. Some banks have dedicated international banking teams, English language services, and streamlined processes for non-citizens. Research expat forums and Facebook groups for your specific destination. The people who have done this 2 months before you are your best resource. They will tell you which bank was easy, which one refused them 3 times, and which branch in the city actually has staff who speak English. Also consider whether you want a traditional brick-and-mortar bank or whether a digital bank might serve your needs better initially. In many countries, digital banks and neobanks have emerged as excellent solutions for new arrivals because their account opening processes are often entirely online, require fewer documents, and are available to foreign nationals with fewer restrictions. Countries like Germany have N26, the UK had Monzo and Revolut, and many Southeast Asian countries have robust digital banking options. These can serve as a bridge account while you sort out your main banking relationship. Speaking of which, here is something experienced expats know that newcomers don't. Open 2 accounts. Get a digital or neobank account set up first because it's faster and easier. Use this for your immediate day-to-day needs. Then take your time, gather all your documents properly, and open a traditional local bank account that will serve your longer-term needs like receiving salary payments, setting up direct debits for utilities, or applying for a loan or credit card eventually. Having both gives you financial flexibility while you navigate the slower bureaucratic process. Now we need to have the conversation about international money transfers, because this is where people silently lose hundreds or even thousands of dollars without even realizing it. If you are moving money from your home country account to your new local account, the way you do this matters enormously. Your home bank's international wire transfer service is almost certainly one of the worst ways to move money internationally. Banks typically charge a flat sending fee, a receiving fee at the other end, and then quietly crush you with an exchange rate that is notably worse than the actual market rate. That spread, the difference between the real exchange rate and what the bank gives you, is invisible profit for them and invisible loss for you. Services like Wise, which was formerly TransferWise, use the mid-market exchange rate, which is the real rate you see on Google, and charge a transparent, relatively small fee. For most currency corridors, this works out to dramatically less than a traditional wire. Other services worth comparing depending on your corridor include Remitly, OFX, and XE. Always compare the total amount received, not just the advertised fee, because the exchange rate margin is where the real cost difference shows up. One strategic move is to not transfer everything at once when you first arrive. Exchange rates fluctuate. If you're moving a large sum, consider transferring in portions over a few weeks to average out the rate. This is called dollar cost averaging, and it applies to currency just as much as it does to investing. Now, let's get into the digital payment ecosystem, because this is increasingly where daily financial life actually happens. In many countries, especially across Asia, digital payment apps are not a convenience. They are an absolute necessity. In China, it's WeChat Pay and Alipay. In India, it's UPI through apps like GPay or PhonePe. In Southeast Asian countries, you have GrabPay, GoPay, and various local variants. Even in Western countries, contactless payments and local payment apps have become deeply embedded in how people pay for things. Farmers markets, street food vendors, small local shops, many of these places are now cashless or strongly prefer digital payments. Getting set up on these platforms as a foreigner can be tricky because many of them require a local phone number, a local bank account, or a local ID. This is yet another reason the layered strategy works so well. Get your digital bank account and local SIM card first. Use those to then register for the local payment apps. The local SIM card is actually critically important and often underrated in financial guides. A local number unlocks so many things, including two-factor authentication for banking apps, registration for payment platforms, and receiving account alerts. Here is a practical timeline to wrap your head around all of this. In the first week after arrival, get your local SIM card, open a neobank or digital bank account if available, and set up a Wise or similar account for international transfers. In weeks 2 through 4, gather all your documentation for a traditional bank account. Visit banks that are known to be foreigner-friendly, and get your main local account opened. Simultaneously, register for local payment apps using your digital bank account and local number. In months 2 and 3, transfer your primary financial activity to your local account. Set up direct debits and recurring payments, and start building a local credit profile if that matters in your destination country. One often overlooked step is understanding the tax implications of your new banking situation. Many countries require you to report foreign bank accounts, and some require you to report your worldwide income. If you are from the United States, you likely already know that U.S. citizens are taxed on global income regardless of where they live. But even non-Americans may have reporting requirements in their home country for accounts and income abroad. Get basic advice from a tax professional who specializes in expats for your specific situation. This is not an area to wing it. Also, protect yourself against financial fraud in this transition period. You are in an unfamiliar system, potentially using apps in another language, and scammers specifically target new arrivals who seem confused or unfamiliar with local norms. Never share your banking credentials. Be suspicious of anyone who offers to help you open a bank account for a fee, and make sure you're downloading the official apps from official sources. The whole process is admittedly a bit of a maze. But here's the thing. every single person who has successfully relocated internationally has navigated this same maze. The ones who do it smoothly are the ones who treat it like a project. Research first, build in redundancy with multiple accounts, stop throwing money away on bad transfer services, and get connected to the local digital payment world as quickly as possible. You've got this. Get that SIM card first.